Alright guys, so this is another video from YouTube. I'm not gonna actually play it, but I want you guys to definitely copy the definition of a dot plot so you know. Sometimes guys, a dot plot doesn't actually have dots, but it has these little X's, and it's the same thing. So the way that this data is displayed, you could imagine if these were just dots, and it's the same as I was just showing you in the other example. So pause this, copy all of this, and once you do that, I'm gonna show you what else you need to copy from this video, okay? So pause it if you need to, but I'm gonna move forward and show you what else you need to do. Okay, the next part of this video that we did in class was we looked at what is an outlier. Now, you have to copy that definition and memorize it and learn it. There are ways to calculate whether something is an outlier or if it isn't an outlier. So you actually have to check. You can't just look at something and go, oh, it's an outlier. You actually have to do a calculation first. So you might want to pause this, copy all of these things that you see there, and when you've done that, unpause it, and then we'll move on to the next part, okay? Okay, so this is like the next question, and basically they use almost the same data, except they throw in a data of 150,000. Remember, these were thousands of dollars if you looked at your other graph that you copied. So they're saying, what if somebody makes $150,000? That would end up here, right? Like really far away from the rest of the data. Now, you have new data because the 150,000 is part of your data. So what I'm gonna do here is to check and see if this, right, is an outlier. I'm gonna go through the steps that you just copied, like maybe a minute ago on the other side, but I wanna make sure that I get the numbers that I need for this. So if you look at the steps you copied for the outlier, we first need to calculate something called IQR. And I'm gonna show you what that is right now, okay? So the IQR is the following. It stands for interquartile range. And this has a formula, a really easy formula. The formula is this. So in order to do the outlier steps, first calculate the IQR. So obviously in order to calculate this IQR, you need two things, right? And once you have both of those, you substitute and subtract. Also, don't forget the following. The word range, it just means like a subtraction for statistics. Range in statistics is not the same thing as like domain and range. It's completely different. So I'm gonna actually write that maybe like over here somewhere, okay? So, and you should copy this. In statistics, range is the maximum minus the minimum. So you gotta know that, okay? That's from middle school. That's the statistics range. But if you know this, then you won't forget this one, which is sorry about that. This is the interquartile range. It's basically like max and min, but who are the max and min? Q3 and Q1, okay? So we're gonna calculate this first. Remember, what are we doing? We're trying to figure out if there's an outlier. So I'm gonna go back really quickly. Wrong place, sorry about that. All right, So this is our data. I need to get Q1 and Q3. So I'm gonna do the same thing that I did in the do now, which was put everything in my calculator, all right? So I need to put all these numbers in the calculator. The cool thing about putting the numbers in the calculator, even if these numbers are not in order, you can put them in just like that. The calculator will take care of everything. So you don't have to put them in order. The calculator does it for you. It's pretty cool. So I'm gonna put all of this in the calculator. So let's do that. Okay, so the data is 20, make sure I have all the data correct. So 20, oh sorry, there's not even a 20 there. So let me go back, oops. Okay, so this data is much different. $25, $30, and $335s. Guys, I'm sorry about this, but I gotta go through a little fast. 25, 30, 1, 2, okay, so 335s and then just kind of doing everything else. 340s, 245s. $50, $60, and $150. All right. So 50, 60, and 150. All right. So again, just so that you're clear on what are we doing, we're supposed to check if 150 is an outlier. So the steps are get the IQR, then we're gonna multiply that by 1.5, and then we're gonna test it out. Now, I need the IQR, interquartile range. So I need Q3 and Q1. So I put all of this in the calculator, and now I'm going to get all those data. So where do I get the data? Easy, you go here, you go there, go here, go to calc, and it's the first one, okay? I'm gonna drop down, bang. So I have a bunch of data here, but remember, I don't need all of it, right? They didn't ask me for the mean, the median. I only need to know if this is an outlier, huh? So I'm gonna go and get the numbers that I need, which is this. I need Q3 and Q1. You guys got it? Q3 and Q1. So 47.5 and 35. Okay, so now I'm gonna go back over here, 47.5 and